So it is a $17 million Tiger grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation. It's focused on 3 areas: the riverfront, doing trail improvements, some shade structures, some pavement improvements. It's also for Jefferson Street, doing a complete street there, which involves a total redesign of the streetscape, new sidewalks, trees, lighting, new pavement on the streets. It's also a complete street project for Main Street, which is similar to Jefferson: new sidewalks, paving, trees, the works, everything like that. I'm not sure when that funding will be available yet, but it's going to have a very big impact on our downtown. I'm hoping in the next 2 years or so, whenever funding becomes available and we get our contract with the U.S. government signed to receive the funding. So the riverfront plan we came up with as part of the flood mitigation project, much of that funding will go to fulfilling that. That includes boat docks, riverfront trail, seating, some lighting. I don't think there's a splash pad in the Tiger grant, although that might be open for negotiation. But many of the items outlined in that plan will be paid for with this grant. The application process, we have a 40-page application we submitted where we said what projects we're doing in the downtown. We were able to count some of our sewer work as matched, as well as our flood wall work.
So how significant a makeover are we talking about? I mean, how in 2 years, 5 years, how different will downtown Main Street, Jefferson Street, and the riverfront look?
They will look significantly different. There's still planning and design that has to go on. We'll have the stakeholder group will take community input for how to redesign these streets, but $17 million, that could be a total makeover for these streets and the riverfront as well.
You know, so many of the things that we've talked about, riverfront improvements, Jefferson Street, infrastructure improvements, improving Main Street, which is, needs a lot of work in different areas. It's great to have funding like this that tie that all together to augment some of the other projects that are taking place and some of the private investment that's being done. It's a great example of I think the government looking at all the different projects the city is doing, the investments that businesses and building owners are making, and it all works together. And super excited to hear this news. Fantastic.